everybody, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, Touch of Magic. I was working on a project here and I thought, ooh, this could be just a fun little video. So I am duplicating what I was doing and I'm just going to walk through that a little bit. Now, I'm working with the Wrapped in Scarves little stamp set. This is a 4x6 stamp set. This is part of the new release, which I'm just double checking the dates here. This is called And Everything Nice, which is going to be live on Simon Says Stamp on November 6th. So that's when this will be available, and this video will be out shortly after that. I don't normally do a lot of masking. I'm always nervous about it, but I did this anyway. So what I did is I stamped the image. I re-stamped it on a scrap of, I have some, this is out of my little box there, some Gina K Masking Magic. So I've stamped it. And this is actually masked already, and then I've ink blended over top of it. And I was just about to transfer the masking because you can use it more than once. So I've got some reverse tweezers here, and I'm just going to lift off. And this image is a little bit delicate, so I've actually got it in, I think, about 4 different parts so that I could leave the snow intact. So these are, I'm doing the runners of the sled here. I'm just going to move this masking over. Reverse tweezers are my favorite little thing here. And I've got the other runner, and I'm just going to pick it up carefully. The nice thing about Gina's Masking Magic is you can use it multiple times if you're careful. And oh, that one's not quite perfection's not required. I keep telling myself that. I even cut his little nose separate because I didn't trust myself to work my way around that entirely. And then I'm going to color in the images. So we'll put him down. And then you've got the body. So I'm just going to carefully lift. And this is the best part of masking, is the reveal. So you've got all of that in behind him. I'm so excited that this worked so well. So you can see I just did the main part of the body. I cut off the nose, and I didn't cutting around the tassels just wasn't happening. And I'm going to just carefully place. Now this is a little harder because of course I'm trying to keep my head out of the camera. You don't want to see my scruffy hair today. So now I've transferred the masking over, and that was really simple. Now the next thing I did is I have another piece here, and I've used it once, so I just stuck it to the packaging so that I could reuse it. I've just got it in a plastic sleeve here. And I found the angle of about where the snow line is in my head, and I masked. You can pick anywhere, and I'm going to round this one off a little bit so they don't look exactly the same. And I'm going to pick a spot where I'm seeing the angle. I'm going to move this up and mask, I think, a little higher on this one. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start with my blue, and this is the Pawsitively Saturated Marine ink, which is a nice pale kind of wintry blue. And I pick up some of that. I always tap off on the lid, and then I'm going to bring it in across the top and down the sides. I hold the head of the brush so I have a little more control in how much pressure I'm using. So we're just going to go all the way down, and what I'm doing is I'm giving a darker top and a little bit lighter towards the bottom. There we go. And I want this really very pale in around. And then I want to add a little depth to the edges. So I'm going with the new color, the Periwinkle. I mean, it's purple. It's my fave. Here we go. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that. And then I'm going to hit around the top edges. Now this is a full-size panel. I'm blending on Hammermill 100-pound cover weight. I love it. It's very smooth. It blends and dries back. It's really lovely. So you can see I've brought the purple down a little more, so you're getting just that periwinkle here, and then the blue here, because, you know, a sky is really not all one color. If you wanted to make sure you've got a little more of that, you can hit that again in the center just to brighten that blue a little more. And there we go. So now I'm going to pull off this part, which is my hill. And, nope. Got to be careful that I'm not pulling up the under part here, which it didn't do the last time. So I'm just lifting carefully. I don't want it to pull up I think because I've used that masking underneath once already, it's a little less tacky. So be a little bit careful, and there we go. Now, what I did do, so I've got a scrap of paper here that I've made my notes on previously, so just ignore that. And I kind of followed the line of where you can see the snow lines here. And I didn't want to ink the whole bottom as well. I just wanted to highlight it. So I've got the blue brush, the smaller one, and you could use like a micro size brush or however you want to do this. And I'm kind of just picking those lines there. And carefully, just a little color. I have not added any more ink to this brush. I didn't even on the last one. So I just want a little hint of shadow there. And I'm going to do that along here too, where it doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to be the same. You can do it however makes sense in your brain. If you want it to be more precise, you could. I'm just going for the artistic, kind of a little color around the edges of that, so he's not sitting just in plain white. There we go, and just a little hint of color. All right, let's pull off the masking, because that is, of course, the best part. Now, you could save these pieces again. If you wanted to do multiple cards, you could easily do that. So as you can see, I'm just sticking them to my MISTI door here. And I have my stamp set still inside the MISTI, so it's still in here, because if after I finish coloring this, if I wanted to re-ink around it, if I felt like the lines weren't as crisp as they might be, then I can go back in and re-ink it. So there we have the two. I will finish these up, pop back in, and show you the pictures. This was the part I wanted to show. When you're doing a mask, let me just add this. When you're cutting your mask, you want to cut much closer than as if you're fussy cutting a stamp. So I've cut into the black lines so that when you're blending right up to those colors, so that you're not getting like a white demarcation line around your image. So that is the one tip. And, you know, break it into small pieces. As you can see, I've got the image, I've got the runner, I've got the front blade of the other runner, and then I've got his little nose. I've cut all the pieces. Oh yeah, small fussy cuts. Hey, we can do it. We can do hard things. And that way it made it much easier for me to manage trying to lay it all down as well. So that is my tip. I'll be back. Hang tight. All right, this is where we are currently. So I have him colored, him, her. I've used a green gray on the runners. These are all Ohuhu. Ohuhu art markers, alcohol markers. These are what I have the most of. I've done a warm gray, the WG01, on the body of the sled. The R2 is his hat and scarf. I've left the rough perfectly white. This is very basic coloring. The Cool Gray 2, CG200, I've used on the snowman himself for the a little bit of highlight and definition. Clear for mistakes. And then the Y10 apricot for his carrot nose, and a little pink dot of the R18, the pastel peach. It's a very soft pinky peach there for a cheek. Move those. So what I've been debating here is the sentiment, and then I remember that the stamp set also has some snowflakes. So I think, now this one's pretty big to add, so I don't think I want to do that one, but there are 4 small ones here. I've pulled out my bigger MISTI because I still have the stamp in my smaller one. So I've got some adhesive down here, so we're gonna trust the process. So I'm thinking this is gonna go about here, and then some snowflakes. Now for the snowflakes, I'm going to stamp in a white pigment ink, and I'm going to dust it with some Perfect Pearls. It's a nice way to add a little shimmer and shine. And the sentiment I'm going to do in black because now I've trimmed this panel as I hop around here. I've trimmed this panel to 3 3/4 by 5. I've got a black mat in 4 by 5 1/4 on a card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm not going to stamp the sentiment just yet. I'm using it for positioning so that I can kind of set the snowflakes where I want. I don't want to fill the space. I want a little dusting of them just to kind of fill in that dead space a little. So I'm going to pull this out for the moment and pick up those. I'm going to use a little anti-static powder here. So I'm actually not going to use the embossing ink. I'm going to use some white pigment ink, which, because it's a pigment ink, it does take a little longer to dry, and the white's going to give it a little, I'm not pressing hard, real delicate little stamp, so I don't want to go bonkers with it. And I can see that I did not put any pressure on that one. Okay, and now I'm going to use the Perfect Pearls. You probably have some of this laying around if you've been card making for any length of time. These have been on the market for quite a while. So pick up a little bit with just a soft brush. You don't need a lot, a little bit goes a long way. And I'm just gonna dust it over top here. And it will stick. It will stick, and it has a beautiful lustrous shine. And even if you get a little extra smushing around the snowflake, I'm okay with that too. A little extra shine is never a bad thing. Set these over here, put them back. Okay, so I've removed those. I'm gonna work with the sentiment now. And I am gonna do that one in the black because it'll tie in with the black silhouette and the framing, or the matting. Are we straight? That's not bad at all. All right, and for that, I'm going to reach for my favorite, which is the VersaFine Clair, the Simon Says Stamp version. Now, I haven't used this stamp yet, so I'm gonna just rub it with the palm of my hand to get any residual manufacturing residue off. And then stamp. Ooh, that's so cute. Okay, gonna let this dry, put these away, and then get it matted. All right, this is sat for a second. I'm just going to dust it very gently. You don't want it to go away, and it needs, okay, so for Perfect Pearls, they will wipe off unless you miss them. So I'm just going to take my distress sprayer off to the side and just give it a very quick spritz to set everything. Just very light mist. Essentially, I spray it and kind of waft it through the spray because I'm not looking to reactivate the dye ink, and that will set it. Okay. So we've got that. I've got my base. We're going to get everything put together. These images are really adorable. I'm not sure who did the art on these, but my gosh, they're cute. And a little liquid glue, which is my go-to. Oops, let me get that out of the way. And I've done a 1/4 inch mat, so you get an 1/8 all the way around. And again, hoping that's fairly centered off my direct line of sight here. And a little more. I love the fine tip bottle, little stars. And then same. So this should give a bit of a same size mat all the way around, which I really like to do. And liquid glue, so you got a little tiny wiggle time. And there is the finished card. So that is that for this new set, the Wrapped in Scarves for Simon Says Stamp's November release. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, I would appreciate a thumbs up so very much. I will have all the links in the description below. Any links I use are affiliate links. I am an affiliate designer for Simon Says Stamp, so they do send me products to work with. And if you do shop my links, I earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. It does help support my channel though, and I appreciate it very, very much. If you haven't already, please subscribe. You can also ring the notification bell that'll let you know the next time that I post a video, which will hopefully be soon. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate it so very much. I hope you have a wonderful day and that you also find some time to craft. Bye.